Hey guys, this is Mikedot here for OnRPG.com, and welcome to another episode of OnRPG's Kicktracker Report, a monthly web series focused on Kickstarter gaming projects that you should know about. For those that are new to this show, each month I go over a handful of new Kickstarter gaming projects, take a quick look back at campaigns from previous episodes, and I give my thoughts on what makes some of these Kickstarter projects so special. For the month of November 2015, Eco, the global survival game by Strange Loop Games, has recently announced its first alpha test along with the addition of new game systems, laws, and craft tables. They've also added some new art assets into the game, as well as new mechanics for crafting. The first alpha test will be taking place on November 23rd, and all Kickstarter backers can participate in on the test, as well as those that support the game through the official website. Japanese indie studio Cyberstep has recently announced that their latest title, Cosmic League, will be having its official open beta on December 7th, with an official release on December 10th. For those that don't know, Cosmic League is the official English renaming for Cosmic Break 2 in Japan, which also had a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter. However, due to mixed views and disapproval from previous Cyberstep customers, the game failed to meet its initial funding goals. But despite the lukewarm reception, the game is still being released for English territories, and players can now download and pre-register the game in order to earn some extra rewards during open beta. Combat Core, the Power Stone-inspired arena fighting game by Mad Mans, released a news update earlier this month with a short roadmap on the game's ongoing development. With 2 more characters, weapons, and online multiplayer currently in the pipeline, the creator of Combat Core is currently planning for a full release of the game during the summer of 2016, along with a release on Steam Early Access in February. Until then, all those that back the game on Kickstarter can test out the new characters and features and can continue to give their feedback on the game's progress. War of Rights, the historical FPS by Campfire Games, successfully reached its base funding goal with over £700 donated from over 2,000 backers. Now, while the team now has enough funding to finish development on the game, they also announced several development stretch goals on the official website. Users can now pledge and support the game via PayPal in order to unlock these stretch goals, and some of them include the implementation of drill camps, more unique uniforms, and an expanded single-player tour. BattleTech by Harebrained Schemes managed to hit over $2.5 million in its Kickstarter campaign earlier this month, which unlocked the PvP multiplayer stretch goal for the game. Along with reaching all of their other stretch goals, the team at Harebrained Schemes has also been hosting several community missions for all of their Kickstarter backers, including art and trivia contests, storytelling, and more. And to celebrate the completion of these missions, the team at Harebrained Schemes will be hosting several streaming events on Twitch, as well as adding extra content into the final release of the game, which is a pretty cool way to keep your fans engaged and entertained as development for the game kicks off. Forced Eternal Arenas by Beta Dwarf was also successfully funded earlier this month with over $70,000 pledged from over 2,000 backers. Now, as of November 9th, the game is currently available for alpha testing, but also to note, the game will be receiving a new subtitle in the future, as the team from Beta Dwarf recently discovered that the name for Eternal Arenas has already been claimed. In order to avoid some legal issues, they decided to let users vote for the game's new subtitle, which is currently still available and anyone is free to vote, regardless if they back the game on Kickstarter or not. For some of our new and ongoing Kickstarter campaigns, first we have Pankapu, a 2D adventure platform game by Two Kind Studio. With a strong emphasis on storytelling and gameplay that focuses on old school platforming, Pankapu presents itself with a fun and vibrant twist to the platform game genre. Now, one of the cool features about this game is the Aegis system that allows Pankapu to switch between 3 skill sets among melee combat, ranged combat, and magic. Now, along with a skill tree system and the option to revisit old areas in order to find new skills and secrets, this game plans to have a fair amount of replayability. Now they also have the game available in demo form, which you can download for free on the Kickstarter page. Now I spent several minutes trying out the demo, which features 3 different areas to explore and 2 Aegis types to play as. Now the general feel that I got from the gameplay is that the combat is pretty straightforward, but it's also pretty challenging as the game throws multiple enemies and obstacles to overcome. Now the platforming was decent, although I feel like it could use a bit of work. Now, the art style is also very appealing because it reminds me of Final Fantasy as well as some old Disney cartoons. But my favorite thing about playing through the demo was the music. And I know I've said this before, but music is always a big selling point for me. So I just really liked how whimsical the music sounded, and it just really brought the game together. Now overall, the demo gives a nice example of what kind of game this indie studio is trying to create. And I hope this is enough to give the game the support it needs to reach the $44,000 goal. This Kickstarter campaign ends on December 11th, 2015. Next, we have Labyrinth, a collectible card RPG by Free Range Games. Presented itself as a mix between turn-based RPG and a CCG, Labyrinth creates a unique blend between the 2 genres while featuring player-created dungeons, unique player versus player combat, and a free-to-play business model. Now, what I really like about this game is the whole PvP aspect because it has this Dungeons and Dragons element to it. Now, players can customize their own dungeons with different kinds of monsters, traps, and bosses. And then you can have other players venture through those dungeons to see if they can beat the boss and claim your treasures. Then players can also visit these dungeons even if you're offline, which I think is kind of cool. Now, the turn-based RPG aspect looked exactly like what you would expect from the genre, but with the element of card battles being thrown in, along with the game being free to play, I feel this game will have a pretty widespread appeal for fans of both genres. Now, at the time of this recording, this project currently has 40% shy of its $1,500,000 goal, and with 5 days of the campaign left, it sure could use a lot more support. This campaign ends on November 25th, 2015. Last up, we have Sociable Soccer, an arcade-style soccer game created by John Hare, the godfather of football video games. Now, as a spiritual successor to the 1992 Amiga title called Sensible Soccer, this new title will bring back that same classic gameplay along with a ton of modern gameplay features, including 8-player matches, customizable players, and more. Now, the sociable part of Sociable Soccer comes from the vast amount of online and community features that they plan to include into the game, such as online leaderboards, player-created teams, leagues, and tournaments. Now, there's a lot of soccer games already out there that offer the same kind of features and functionality, but what makes this game stand out for me is the whole pick up and play aspect. Now, most modern soccer games are always trying to push more realistic controls and physics, which is all well and good, but for those that just want to get into the action without much of a hassle, I think this game will be the perfect soccer game for them. But now, with a hefty base goal of over $4,500,000, this campaign has a lot of ground that needs to be covered. This campaign ends on December 12, 2015. But anyway, that's all the time I have for this news recap. If you'd like to learn more about the games featured in this video, just check out the links in the description below. But as always, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for next month's recap. This is Mikedot saying over and out.